We're here. We're back. Parmesan. We're here with Austin Maine. He's the guy that has kept me afloat during this prep for Ultra Nationals, which happened a week and a half ago now.
Has
His
it
summer
already
ending.
been that? Yeah, it
Yeah,
has.
yeah.
We're almost 2 weeks.
So it's insane. But I'm gonna let him introduce himself. He's awesome, interesting guy. I'll tell you a little about himself, his backstory, and I'll let you take it away. Who is Austin Maine?
Sweet, great question. I'm still figuring that out.
Yeah.
But as of right now, good backstory. I always loved athletics, played a lot of sports
Mhm.
growing up. I was like the weird kid that would get done with a sport. We'd win by a lot, and I was like mad that we didn't like win by more, or I didn't score enough points in the basketball game. I was, I remember 6, 7 years old being mad that they didn't keep score.
Yeah.
I was just a competitive little kid. Growing up, go through sports, do the thing. Get to high school, end up transferring schools for sports. So I say that's all to say, like, I really like sports. I like
Yeah.
competition. Get to college, I opened a gym. I'd been training, like, I found CrossFit stuff after high school sports ended, got married, didn't go play college sports, just did the thing, did CrossFit, needed a new outlet. So
Yeah.
did that. That was a lot of fun until it wasn't a lot of fun. And then I had my training partner started getting stronger than me. And then he
Yeah.
started getting way stronger than me. And so I was really frustrated at the time. I was like, I got to figure out a way to get stronger, which then led us down the route of West Side Barbell and Conjugate and all
Yeah.
these things with powerlifting.
Mhm. And before you get too far into this, we talked about this previously. For those of you watching, we recorded this once and it was really good.
Take two.
It's big too. Now, but the first time you kind of told me about this gym you opened, which I thought was fascinating. So tell me about like why you that when you were living. Like they have to know.
Okay. I didn't plan on owning a gym.
Yeah.
That was not the plan. I was training athletes out of the school at the time, and somebody was upset or this, that, the other, and so I couldn't keep training athletes at the school. I needed to find a place to train people at. I wanted to do this. I'd been working on it for, gosh, I've probably been there for 6 months,
Yeah.
training kids just after school and stuff. I'm sitting in class. I'm in college at the time. I'm a sophomore in college, and I'm just like, man, I need a building. I need a building. I go drive our city that day, and lo and behold, there is this. I'm like, man, this would be the perfect building if we could just get into this. I was like, what are the odds this might be for rent? I need to figure out who owns this. So call the people. Turns out they're moving in 2 weeks, and were getting ready to list it the next day. Random timing works very well in my favor. So it's like, I don't know, maybe sometimes things really do work out in our favor. We're in college as a sophomore. We're junior year when COVID hits. We had almost, I think we were like 9 months in whenever COVID hit. COVID hits. We have to shut down the gym for the time being. We still train them. We still had some people in, but it was, I mean, obviously our income was not the same.
Yeah.
So I just went and worked at a pharmacy for one of my buddies during that time. And yeah, we survived and we made it through there. Eventually leading to getting a different gym, buying that building, and I actually lived in it. So
Yeah.
the second building I lived in for 3 years. And during that time, I would just travel. I was like, you can either pay for a mortgage and a gym, or you can pay for a gym and to go learn from other coaches.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
that's what I chose to do during that time.
Yeah. Absolutely insane. So you didn't tell me the first time that this all happened during COVID.
I forgot that part.
Yeah, absolutely insane. Because during my story during COVID, and I'll get into this at a later date. I was trying to get recruited, so I went JUCO, and then my recruiting got obliterated. So while I'm worried about that, you're like over here, like, oh, let's just go do the thing. So yeah, fast forward. Your experience with like West Side, you getting into that, and you traveling. So tell me more about that.
Yes. So I was living in the gym. West Side Barbell used to have this on the website. You could see like their ambassadors, different gyms they approved of it. It was almost like a network all set up how they had it on there.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I want to meet Lou. I don't know why that was so important to me. I don't know. It just was. But I didn't want to just like reach out and go. Like I wanted somehow somebody to invite me for me to go. It's like, well, what if I just like pick off all these people low, like here on this, here, like climb up the web with that sense. I'm like, surely these people know stuff that I need to know. What do y'all have to know that I need to know? And so we worked primarily with just athletes. So football, baseball, softball, basketball, wrestling. That was our main clientele population that I was working with at the gym at the time. And so as I set out to learn, I went to go learn about sports and how people applied West Side concepts to sport. So that was great. It was fun. Over time, that led to meeting Shane Sweat. I forget that was a good detail. It was just a bunch of us guys like getting together in a car and
Yeah.
drive all over the U.S. up to like the Great Lakes, over to Atlanta. I mean, we literally drove that thing everywhere. We put 5 people in gosh, we took a Kia Rio one time, 5 of us,
That's awful.
dudes.
You guys are probably
Yeah,
all like,
everybody's 200 plus at
yeah.
least. That's our smallest. Fun times. All the stuff to say, great stuff. Things go. Gets to run CrossFit Conjugate there for a bit.
Mhm.
That it all came out whenever I started going to see Shane.
Yeah.
Shane Sweat, Laura Phelps Sweat, they owned Sweatshop
Yeah.
and trained a bunch of lifters. Shane's worked with over 168 all-time world records, both raw, gear lifting, single ply lifting. I mean, UFC fighters, Olympic medalists. Like, I mean, you can go through. He's a master strength coach. He's been at a very high level in a lot of different sports.
Yeah.
And so when I got the opportunity to go visit him and train with him, I took some football players up there with me. When we left, I was like, I want to know more of this. Shane, would you be willing to work with me? Like,
Mhm.
I want to learn this stuff. Use me as a test dummy so I can learn it.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, here we are years and years later. And I just talked to Shane yesterday. We still work together.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's been forever.
I find it's really funny because, like in school, I talk about this all the time. Some of my lifters that are like learning or go to school, you don't learn any conjugate in school.
No.
Like they don't tell you, but then you talk to all these like really good strength and conditioning coaches, and that's what they do. And so it's like you have to find somebody to really learn from. And then that's how I learned, right? It's like
Yep.
my coach read programming the conjugate and being like, oh my gosh, my mind's blown over here. And then how do you apply it to different areas? So now, from my understanding, you're like kind of on the crazy end of powerlifting, high rocks. You have your marathon that you ran, your Ironman that you're doing. So what is that evolution look like for you? Because you even did a bodybuilding show too at one point.
Yeah. I guess I didn't, I didn't think because we've gone from competing in CrossFit to
Mhm.
doing a bodybuilding show, doing multi. I didn't do a raw meet. I went straight into
Yeah.
multiply for my first meet and was like, that's just what I wanted to do. I thought that would be really cool. Like, that's what I was watching. It was like, I want to learn this. What is it?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I have not been in my squat suit in ages, but I'll throw on briefs every now and then
Yeah.
just so I can feel strong again,
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm a runner anymore. But going through bodybuilding, CrossFit, powerlifting, we've done 100-mile bike races, marathons. Like, I don't know, just over time, I started to run into this problem where I started to realize I couldn't recover.
Yeah.
Living in the gym, doing the things like I was just on 24/7. I lived at work. All I did was work. Like I
Mhm.
did everything revolved around that. I didn't do anything else. I would go see Kinley, who we were girlfriend, fiance, stuff like that during that time, wife now. But uh, outside of seeing her, it was just the gym. And even when I was with her, I didn't know how to do anything other than still just the gym.
Yeah.
And so I thought a lot of that started leading to some recovery issues on that end. I didn't know how to just like have fun and go enjoy things.
Mhm.
And I saw a post with a couple CrossFitters. I want to say it was like Sarah Sigmund's daughter or something, and it had Shane on there tagged,
Mhm.
and it had Matt Hodge well-being. I mean, all these things outside of just sport. Talk about sport preparation.
Yeah.
That
Absolutely.
was kind of that next evolution because I'd done I'd gotten really lean getting ready for our wedding, and I realized I couldn't keep doing that forever. Like I wanted to go back and start training again. I wanted to do this bike race and I wanted to do all these things. And like I said, I saw Matt tagging this post. So I just like reached out and was like, hey, I work with Shane. I saw y'all done some stuff together. Could we talk?
Yeah.
And me and Matt's been together now for almost 3 years as well. So that's been really cool. I've done tons of mentorship stuff with him. We've done camps. We got to do a camp here in the US together. So Matt's in Spain. And his wife, they flew in. We had some athlete from the Netherlands, Texas, Oklahoma. It was fun. There's a ton
Yeah.
of fun. Bryce at Coda, Bryce Fuller. I mean, he OG helped put the whole entire thing together. Like it was awesome.
Yeah.
But with working with Matt, I started to see things differently from a recovery perspective and realized like, wait a minute, like if I can actually figure out some of these spectrums on just like wellness, as well as from a nutritional standpoint, I realized once I started having proper inputs instead of just my old school powerlifting of donuts and Pop Tarts and
Yeah.
protein powder, I actually started to feel a little bit better. And I kind of liked myself and my life a little bit more too.
Yeah.
that was the more that evolution kept going, the more I just wanted to go deeper and deeper down the rabbit trail, which has landed us into nowadays. That is primarily what I do.
Yeah.
Even with like, I still do stuff with athletes and so forth, but I primarily am just working on sport preparation and allowing athletes to take on their stress from the training, but adapt to it at a
Yeah.
higher level.
Absolutely. And that's one thing, I'll get into more in a second. That's one thing we've seen, like with working with you. I was already making steps to eat less like a power lifter, right?
Yeah.
You know, eating clean foods, ingredients, processed, get away from like plastics and other things, the hormones. So meeting you was kind of interesting because I was already in this period of like getting away from the Pop Tarts and the donuts and all
Why
this.
did that change for you? I never actually got to ask that. What
So
sparked that for you?
essentially, I had worked coach roughly a year ago now. And we were originally like, hey, we're gonna pull down the 148s. And this, yeah.
Oh,
So I got down to like 155 at one point. So I had lost quite a bit of weight, but he had dieted so low for so long. I think that's what contributed to my injury. So I was running just like so low. But anyways, regardless of the point, um, I don't think that he was great at maybe coaching powerlifters because he was a bodybuilding coach and he worked
two
with
different.
men. So he was like, how low can I make calories to lose
Do you know
weight?
what down to by chance?
Had to have been just 16. Like you're talking calories?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
How long?
yeah, extended period. Yeah. So it was pretty insane. I'm not one to like shortchange in the gym. I don't sandbag. Like there's a reason why I am where I am, and I'm
You
really proud of
push.
that.
You just kept pushing as hard as you could through all the
Yeah. And not only that, I would get told like, "Hey, I'm weak today, like, the bench is kinda trash." Like, "Well, you just need to push harder." I'm like, "Me?"
I went through the same things where
Yeah,
I had a bodybuilding doing nutrition for me, and all of a sudden, I'm 4 weeks out from a meet, and I can't hit anything anymore.
exactly. It's a scary feeling too because
Yeah,
you're like, "What is happening?" But anyways, a takeaway that I took from him was really into health and then getting away from
it got you into that
the
bit of it.
microplastics and the additives and being more particular about, like, artificial sweeteners and things. So I'd already
Like I
taken a
did
lot of
that.
that,
Yeah.
when I left him, but it was really interesting meeting Austin in the wild because I thought that I had a stalker for like 5 minutes. This is
I don't know, like, I just I'm just autistic. I don't know.
but we're
Maybe
all
maybe
powerlifters.
that's the word for it. Yeah.
Yeah. It runs in the blood. I'm like, I'm in the gym and I'm squatting. I'm like, there's nobody in here. And I'm blessed with big calves, but when I put on my knee sleeves, I have to have somebody here to take them off because my calves get so pumped that they just don't come off. I've had to drive 30 minutes to another gym for somebody to take them off. Uh, yeah, like I'm on cruise control in town, like trying to get there. So I go up to him and I'm like, "Hey, like, are you gonna be here for a second?" He just looks at me. He goes, "I've been looking for you." I'm like, "Yes,
Keep in my head, my version is I need to talk to you. Maybe that is. 'Cause I mean, like, it'd been 2 days leading into that.
yeah,
I'd message a couple different people, like, "Do you know who this person is?"
yeah,
I was just in here training, and it's like, "Man, she's pretty strong." Like, "Okay, who is this person?" Because there was a guy in here, and he asked, like, to take a picture or something with you. I'm like,
yeah, yeah,
"Who is this? Like, who is this person in here?"
yeah,
And so I'm like, immediately start research whenever I leave the gym that day. I'm like,
yeah,
figuring it out, like going through I think I found it like on a post through Blackwell's page or
yeah,
something. And then like you looking at mutuals, Whitney, this is still funny to me.
mhm,
One of the only people that I talked to whenever we moved back here
uh-huh,
was Whitney. That was one of the only people I went out of my way to go meet.
yeah, and of course, now she was
Now I
essentially my
know.
maid of honor at my
Yeah.
wedding. So basically my best friend, and that's like when Whitney tells me somebody's legit, I'm like, all right, I believe it. Whitney's got me. But yeah, after the conversation in the gym, we're sitting there talking a little bit. He's taking off my knee sleeves and he's like, "You're gonna hurt yourself." And I was like, "Funny story, already did." So we ended up having this conversation about training. Come to find out, I had already been working with Dylan. So it was like a
Yep.
weird small world connection thing on my rehab stuff. And Austin's like, "Hey, I'm gonna read nutrition." So essentially, we started what 2 months out.
Yeah.
2 months out working on my nutrition. He brought me from. I didn't do the math on any of the macros because I was scared to. You brought me from like 1,600 calories, 1,700 calories to you can tell the class.
We didn't go over 27.
Yeah.
We kept it. We didn't go crazy with it. I still think there was room to push more, but
Yeah.
we knew, hey, we have these constraints of this amount of time. So it's like if I keep throwing food trying to spark the metabolism more and more and more, which we did, but then we freaked out because our cinnamon rolls of whatever they actually were, we had a little bit of weight after our cinnamon rolls, and we were a little close to the meat. So
Yeah.
that was kind of my like, yeah, we're gonna have to pull this back
Yeah.
a little bit.
Well, not only that, I did go to the hospital, and
And that too,
there
and you
was a
had
sling
fluids,
there,
and you, yeah,
and then we were 11 pounds over, but it was
and
fine.
yeah, everything's okay. It
But
still
yeah,
made it.
so after this meet, honestly, the easiest like dieting down I've ever done.
Really,
Yeah, so just being that fed, and me and Red had kind of spoken about this, having that much to pull from, I had
yeah,
never been at that point. So like, I mean, Red was giving me a hard time at the Airbnb. Not having carbs kind of sucked because your brain goes out the window, but it's like, not a big deal today because I've been dieting so long
yeah.
previously. So we did, I guess going in like you call it a cut, really just for meat. We started with the fast after my weight was super high, and then we
Yep.
just gradually put things down. Yeah.
And that was, fast. I think there's a lot of goods that can be done with fast, and there's a lot of bad things done with fast.
Mhm.
You just have to know where you're at in the timing with the individual. If we're looking at like I just generally look at everything. I don't care if it's powerlifting, if it's bodybuilding, if it's CrossFit. Like I don't care what the sport is. There are certain parameters that just are.
Yeah.
Like once you find truth, like truth is just truth.
Yeah.
And so one of the general principles is if the athlete's recovered, aka the athlete's been fed, they've had their food, this, that, the other, like the more food you push in, the harder that is actually to digest and use and everything else.
Yeah.
It'd be like you doing 4 sets instead of 2 sets. The more food you put in, the harder it is on your body to break it down eventually, which leads us to eventually having something like a fast. It's not like we sit there for 5 days and didn't eat. We
Yeah.
went through and we just waited until the night to eat.
Yeah.
We just brought the food volume down. We gave your stomach plenty of time to recover, reset itself, so that when we brought in more, you could have more. Another thing I didn't think about, maybe we went over this, your morning setup. We didn't do full on fasted stuff really. Like we
No.
always had things in play.
Yeah.
Might just be a little bit of blueberries, but we always, and there's two parts to that. One was we knew we were going to have flights and all this, that, and the other. So I knew you were going to fly.
Mhm.
If we're going to fly, we're going to fast, which we fasted all through the flight. Waited until. With that, if somebody's just been running on 300 grams of carbs and 220 grams of fat every single day,
Mhm.
metabolic flexibility is kind of shot. Like you're just pumping it in. And so I wanted to make sure that if we need to flip back and forth, carb substrate, fat substrate, like your body's efficient in either pathway.
Yeah.
So I think doing some low fed cardio in the mornings like you did was a great way to provide that adaptation. So it's just another tool whenever you need it to be able to grab. It's like if me and you go to build a house and we've got a great contractor, but we cannot for the life of us find a good electrician to make sure that we have AC at our homes, then it doesn't matter how nice that home is because we don't have AC.
It's funny because neither of us have AC currently.
Oh, we want a good electrician or
So,
HVAC, whatever we need in
yeah.
that case.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree. And that, like leading up every building block that we put into place essentially, make like again cut super easy, pulling weight super easy, and the repeat. So this is something that I preach to my listeners as well. Because you think on a repeat, a power is like I'm gonna go to weight and then I'm gonna go to breakfast right after.
I still thought that. It's like because as you're going through that, I was getting ready for me going through. I pulled
You pulled like
20.
20.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that hurt. That was not fun. I don't want to. I don't want a hot bath again in my life. I'm
Yeah.
good. But as going through that and like walking through that process, I thought the timing of that was actually really good
Mhm.
because I felt like I could understand more like where you would be when that would be happening and occurring from like the food perspective, psychological side of
Yeah.
it, and so forth. I was hoping. I
Yeah.
think in a lot of ways, like I felt very connected to your process as you're going through it. You do a great job of keeping updates though, and on all of that. So I think I don't know if I've told you that, but like you do a great job of updating and keeping coaches in play the way it should be. Like I've only seen a few athletes that do it that way, and then they're all really good athletes.
Gold star for me. Let's go. But yeah, that refeed was just like unreal. I had never at the end of the day after a refeed had felt like I was actually digesting and utilizing food the way. which was really interesting.
So let me ask, are you still hungry at the end of the day?
No, but I was satiated.
You're
But I
satiated.
was like, there's no, it's not like
You didn't feel
sitting.
bloated.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was just like there, and I had gone and demolished like 40 pieces of sushi at a sushi restaurant. Like it really wasn't bad at all. So it was just so interesting to see like the concepts that I kind of knew that I was
Yeah.
already kind of preaching, just like elevated to a whole nother level and being like, hey, this is why we do boom, 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 boom. Are my powerlifters happy when I tell them that they don't get their trash food all day? But like you're gonna feel so much better when you're not gonna crap your pants and squats the next day.
Your choice. You can feel good and have a great meet and a great prep, or you can go enjoy this thing. You can't. You get to pick. Like I
Yeah.
feel like I have a conversation all the time with people. Like, do we want to go after this goal, or do we just want to have fun?
Yeah.
Those are two different things.
Absolutely.
And when you go get the goal, it is fun,
Mhm.
but not every day is fun while you're going there.
Absolutely.
We can all attest to that.
Yeah. And I have a similar conversation with my people. I'm like, do you want the realistic answer for you or do you want the best answer ever? Because I can give you both, but which one's more realistic? Like which one do you want?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just interesting. But yeah, going into meet day, which again, I'm talking about food utilization. I felt, and this may be interesting because I didn't share this with you yet because I kind of wanted your reaction. I didn't feel fed for squats.
Really?
I had a moment where I put on my knee sleeves. I didn't tell Red this, him to like
Freak
crap
out.
his pants. You know, when you just fill out your
Yeah.
sleeves and feel good. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
No, I put them on. They went on a little bit too easy, and I was like, oh. So maybe it was just like, um, I was used to the food volume I was eating before, and I should have sat there like, hey, okay, this is like double it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was really interesting. And then we ended up, I failed my second squat, which I've never failed a squat ever in my lifting career on the platform. So I was like, I hate it here. And then we finished with 451, which is 6 pounds under what I put up on the platform previously. So we
Yeah.
were playing 470 for the day.
Yeah.
So it was just really interesting. Obviously, once I got more of the banana juice, there were the cakes. It wasn't bad.
More of the
It's so good. Yeah, exactly. That's what had happened. But yeah, it was just interesting. Interesting as the day went on, we were fine. But I don't know if you have like an explanation or a thought process behind that. I'd be curious to know.
three things.
Yeah.
One, the fact that your bench press, was that an all-time PR bench?
On the platform. Yeah, absolutely. We opened with an all-time PR.
So I wouldn't look at that as underfueling in that sense.
Yeah.
Because which lift goes down first?
Yeah.
Bench press. Which one goes second? Squat. Which one goes third? Deadlift.
Mhm.
If your bench would have been shit, then we have a really good idea of like, oh no, this person is extreme, needs more. Oh, F it. Oh
Yeah.
no. But I think too, with that does make me really curious for your timing.
Mhm.
Maybe you are somebody who does need to push bigger breakfasts and stuff on the day of, and
Yeah.
maybe even, I mean, you destroyed sushi for dinner.
Yeah.
Destroyed. And it's not like you didn't have food all day. You were getting food all
Yeah.
day, but it makes me wonder too, could you push more volume on that and still have digestive turned on, working, so forth, all those things?
Yeah.
Do we just increase betaine, HCl, pepsin? Like, do we just give you more basically stomach acid helpers to break it down
Yeah.
and push more? I think it's worth a try. Not right at the meet. I would love to have
Like a test.
a pre-prep type week. Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Red, when do we want the biggest numbers? Okay, we're doing one this week.
Yeah.
That's what I would be curious, because that's really good feedback on your side as an
Yeah.
athlete, seeing that, because there is no like, this is the answer.
Yeah.
There isn't. There's just a whole lot of coaching is just guessing.
Mhm.
You're getting your best educated guess off of everything you've seen, everything you've read, everything you've done, all the things you've applied, but it's still at the end of the day in coaching, it's still a guess.
Yeah.
Because we don't know.
Absolutely.
So I think that's really cool. That makes me wonder. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's neat for me to see because it's when you do see your failure, the other pieces, like,
Mhm.
okay, we can add this in here and be that much better. So for worlds, we're looking at hopefully well fed, right? And then maybe a 5 pound squat is in
You're
the
going back to
cards.
the 140. We're going to the 140s.
No.
We're going to the 140. Oh,
No, never. I am scared of Christy Hawkins, but we'll stay in the 165s.
Okay, good. Good. I don't want to go to the 140s.
No,
Please
absolutely
don't.
not. But yeah, and then post meet, I decided to ghost you for a little bit because I was like, Austin's probably so sick of like hearing from me. I'll just like
No,
go
I
over
just
here.
know people get done with their meet or their event or anything
Yeah.
else, and they fall off the face of the earth, and they figure out what they want to do, and then they put themselves back together and they say, okay, here I am. That's kind of like the normal process. Like, go have fun, go enjoy some things for a little bit, and then let's get back to it.
Yeah.
I think that because like the first, you didn't just like go right back home and go right back in your team. You had people competing. You're gonna see
Yeah.
husband. Like you had all these things going. I'm like, just freaking go. Just go do it. The meet's over. You didn't.
Yeah.
You survived the meet. Go do it. Have fun. Get together. You say like, oh, I didn't take. We still checked in. We still knew. Like you told me, hey, here's what I'm going. Here's what I'm going to
Yeah.
do. Like, I still knew, and it wasn't like, oh, Betsy, these 7 meals have to be exactly this, and it has to keep being this, or you're gonna like, we're not gonna get our PR. We're
Yeah.
done. This we just screwed up the whole cycle before. I say that because that's literally how my brain used to work when it
Yeah.
came to stuff like that. No, it's fine at
Yeah.
that sense. You even got some cafe cacao.
I did. That was so good. So you've been
Yeah, I have.
so good.
We my best man at my wedding. We were trying to go. I was driving in from Stillwater, and I was going to meet them at Cafe Cacao. I missed a turn on the turnpike. I ran out of gas. They had to like go loop around and then come get me and like give me. It was a big ordeal.
Mhm.
Needless to say, we missed our reservation.
Yeah.
You can get into Cafe Cacao still. I'm just
After 4 hours.
I'm just gonna say that there are ways in there, even if you did not hit your reservation time and there is a 4 hour line.
Yeah.
We'll just leave it at that. We'll just leave it at that. It's an amazing place and it's well worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. This is what downtown kind of OKC. This breakfast place, so good. It's a Cuban infusion type
You've
place.
got to get on at like 7:30 a.m.
Yeah,
as soon as they
hit that
open and hit the
reservation.
reservation.
But yeah, post meet we're rocking. What are our goals on the nutrition side of things going into Worlds?
We want to eat as much as we can, but we
Uh-huh.
also want to be able to, when I say eat as much as we can, that doesn't just go eat.
Yeah,
I mean, I want to be able to absorb and utilize as much nutrition as we possibly can. Some of the things I think were really cool, like start to understand is hydration. We didn't do anything with that. Like when we start looking at things like testing hydration levels, we never did that.
yeah,
That's a piece that we can bring in. That's an advantage because then we think about that and we come from a perspective like HRV, resting heart rate. Like I notice if you can keep an athlete hydrated optimally throughout the day, watch what happens to how they recover. If they recover faster, what happens to their training? They adapt to their training faster. And then the coach can also have an opportunity to put on more volume if they want to, or intensity, or this, that, the other. I just try to make sure the coach can do whatever they want to do with that program. So yours is we're going to try to eat
eat a lot.
and have really fun eating.
Yeah. And for those of you that think that eating is like a huge, like, oh, yay, we get to eat more, that is so not the case. Because I was actually talking to the owner of this gym, Blackwall, about this earlier. You just get to a point where you're like, after about 300 grams of white rice, you're like, nah,
Yeah,
I'm just
good on
like,
me.
I'm kind of okay. If I sit down, like the other day we were talking, and I'm like, I made the mistake of trying to eat my meal while I got busy. And then it just sat there and like
Oh,
loomed over me for 3 hours. I was like, you're going to eat me? I ate it, but not after like enough time has passed.
oh yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we're pretty hype. I'm gonna be pretty well fed going to the Worlds. In for those of you that don't know that injury that I went through, like I am fully aware that if I was continuing on the path, not only like with Dylan, but obviously the diet side of things, huge on recovery. I don't know if I would have been able to lift at Ultranats if I'm being completely honest,
Yeah.
because that hip issue had just like really shown itself, and I'm still dealing with it, but not even close to the same extent. So it's just really interesting to see, what fueling your body the correct way can do, because I'm guilty of I'll tell everybody else to do it the right way. Right. But when it comes to myself, like I'm already thinking for 50 other people. I don't want to think for me.
We do the same thing. I have
Yeah.
coaches for a reason. You have coaches for a reason. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
So just being able to have somebody to be like, well, you're doing something wrong over here. Like, let's fix it and figure it out has been super refreshing. So yeah, I'm excited. No, see, here's the thing. You're not that harsh. I'm scared of disappointing people is the problem. So I'm like, yeah, exactly. I sit there at my food and I'm like, if I don't eat this, he's not going to be mad, but he's strongly disappointed in me.
We I mean, after years of being trained, years of going when I was living in Oregon, I would travel 14 hours up, 14 hours back. I'll
Yeah.
drive there, drive back. I do it twice a month a lot of times. All through that, all through years being together, like I just finally told him the other day, I was struggling since we've had our baby, like the training volumes and
Yeah.
balancing things have been really hard. Especially
Yeah.
like when you look at Ironman and stuff like that, and still trying to come in and do max effort and all these other things. Like I just finally was like, Shane, I couldn't get the whole week done.
Yeah.
And, like, I felt like I had, like, just, like, murdered somebody. He's like,
Yeah.
"You're fine." I'm like, "Wait, I'm not gonna die?
It doesn't end
Like,
here.
you want me to, like, tell you that?" He's like, "Yes." Like, "What
Yeah.
do you mean?" Because I just always did it. It's like I remember us going to Dallas with Memphis as a newborn and, like, getting down there at 8 and then going to the gym to go finish whatever I had left for that second session that day, and then,
Yeah.
like and then get up at 5 the next day, like, idiot, like, dumb. Like, I would tell any of my athletes, like, "Just go to sleep."
Yeah.
But for some reason, I'm the same way. I'm like, "I'm gonna let them down. The whole program's gonna crash. Like, this is gonna F up everything." That there's times when you're supposed to actually rest.
Yeah.
Like,
Be a real human being.
yes, yes. So
Yeah.
I find that, common with
Yeah.
so many of us.
Absolutely. Well, where can people find you as we start to kind of close things out?
Head to Instagram, go to @austin.maine_. Boom.
Okay.
That's the one.
Sick, and I'll plug it, hopefully, video. I'll figure that out. It'll be great, but
Take 3 incoming. No, I'm
right.
kidding, I'm kidding.
Don't say
I'm kidding.
that.
Fingers crossed. Knock on wood. There we go.
But yeah, and then before we go, I kind of already spoiled the surprise, but my favorite lifting shoes, I don't know, are you passionate about your lifting shoes?
Betsy, I lift in barefoot. I lift sometime in these. I just lift in anything.
Okay, I'm so not that way. So I obviously am sponsored by them, but my OT shoes are my favorite shoes ever. Have you seen them?
Yes.
I love them. So the other day when I thought you said a size 17 shoe, I was like, "You're not gonna get a shoe. I'm so sorry." He sent me a voice memo, and I looked at the synopsis, and I don't know if it said 11 or
It
17,
did.
but
I was completely just
were you really?
I was wanting to see, like, what she would say.
Yeah, I lost my mind. I was like, "Holy cow!" But yeah. So anyways, I got you a pair of shoes coming in.
Let's go.
I'll probably insert a little clip of me bringing them to you and be like, "Oh, look at these shoes." But they're legit so good because I do like to work out barefoot, but that
Yeah.
doesn't fly in a lot of gyms. So you just throw those on and they're comp standard or they're comp legal. So they have the grippy on the bottom and they're like, I'm
Wait,
not,
I can, like, not slide on the platform at my house?
yeah,
Let's
absolutely. They're
go.
so good and not in your socks and you don't have to have your Lamborghinis all over everything.
Let's
So
go.
yeah, we'll get you some of those and I
I
guess stay
appreciate that.
tuned. Stay tuned for next time. I appreciate you joining.
Sweet.
All right.
Sweet.
We'll talk to you later, guys. Peace.
See ya.